The day everything changed, Twistfist had a dream. In his dream, he saw a wound across the sky, even though he had never in his life seen the brooding toxic skies of his world. And in the dream, the great tear spoke to him. He gathered the tribes to tell of the dream, though when he did, he discovered that others too had seen the rift, and like him, heard in it whispered promises. Spleen of the Splinter Spine tribe claimed the voice promised him a place among the guild families who had driven him out with fire, while Maggot Skin and her ghost worms said the voice offered revenge against the gangs who had hunted her and her followers for sport. Twistfist himself had been told of a blessed land ripe for conquest, a place where the gunk devils might prosper away from the constant struggle of the Badzones and the hell of Gunk Deep, a place called Dust Falls. Hey guys, and welcome to Wellywood Wargaming. My name is Damon, and this video will be a Necromunda battle report using the Apocrypha Necromunda Scavvy rules that we had out a little while ago. You can find the full rules for mutants, mutations, and the scenario that we're going to be playing here today on the Warhammer community website. Before I get into the video though, please do like, share, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and support the channel any way that you can. Now, it's been over a year since I last did a battle report, so I do apologize that it's been a long time, but I've had lots and lots to do. I've been working, I've been running a family, and all of the shit that I need to do in daily life, so it's been quite hard to be able to actually find the time to do one of these and edit it all and do all that stuff. So I really hope you enjoy it though, because this did take quite a lot of time to do. So yeah, I hope you appreciate it. My patrons have been on me for ages to do this. Of course, I did move countries. I moved over to Australia and then moved cities as well. So I moved from Melbourne to Sydney. Now that I'm a bit more comfortable, hopefully I can do more of this type of video though, but I do need your support to do it. So like I said, please do support the channel any way that you can. Comment down below in this video as well if you've used this scenario and these mutations. Of course, I try to fit in as many of the mutations as I can in this list here for the mutants, but some of them, it's hard to remember everything when you've got so many sort of new skills and whatnot, but there's some cool interactions in here and some cool mechanics that do actually come off. But I'd like to know your thoughts on the mutations as a whole, and have you used them in your outcast gangs and whatnot. Anyway, I like to think this is a fairly fluffy and narrative and fun scenario, and it certainly does go down to the wire, so stay tuned and enjoy. Leading the defense of Dust Falls here, we have the Goat Squad, a Badzone Enforcer patrol of 1,000 credits, led by the indomitable Captain Kalahari, the Palanite Captain, 250 credits worth with an auto pistol, power maul, photon flash grenades, and the Enforcer shotgun with its salvo and shredder rounds. We then have an armored undersuit, flak armor, magnicals, and the skill of choice here, threat response, allowing a counter charge should he be standing and active, and charged within 6 inches. Now we have Sergeant Pygora, the Palanite Sergeant, 240 credits here, quite expensive, but with a stub gun, photon flash grenades, and of course the web gun. Combined with hip shooting, we get the run and gun with the web gun, very scary indeed. Armored undersuit, flak armor, and magnicals for war gear on Sergeant Pygora as well. Very elite, this gang here. We then have the Specialist Komori for 145 credits. We have a stub gun, frag grenades, and a sniper rifle. Knockback and rending on the Enforcer sniper rifle here, very nice indeed. We have an armored undersuit, magnicals, and layered flak armor on him as well, so slightly better flak armor. We also have the Patrolman Boa here with 155 credits worth of kit, the stub gun, frag grenade, Enforcer shotgun, again with salvo and shredder rounds, armored undersuit, flak armor, and magnicals. The last of the Palanites here, we have Patrolman Toggenberger, all of these names of goat breeds, by the way. 150 credits, we have a stub gun, frag grenade, and the absolutely excellent Enforcer bolt gun with its ammo of a 4+ as opposed to the 6+ on the ordinary bolt gun. We then have armored undersuit, flak armor, and magnicals as well. Taking it up to a nice round 6, we have an enlisted hive scum here, Randall Kruger, for 60 credits with a stub gun and a las gun, flak armor, and you get what you paid for as his special rule here as well. So 1,000 credits for the Goat Squad. Can they defend Dust Falls for a seriously massive 9 turns? We shall see. Let's go and have a look at the attackers now. The attackers, a gang of scavies, mutants. Of course, Twist Fist leading them. We have 240 credits of an outcast leader here. Now, I am using the rules for mutations in this, so where there would normally be skills, we have mutations on both the leader and the champion, as well as mutations taken on many of the scum here. Now, for 10 fighters in this gang, we have a 1000 credit rating here as well. Of course, these guys aren't quite as elite as the cops over here, but the muties slash scavies here are led by Twist Fist himself, outcast leader number 3. Because we're not playing a campaign game here, we didn't choose one of the archetypes, so that's completely aside from the matter here. We do have a las pistol and blasting charge, as well as the filter plugs, respirator, armored undersuit, layered flak armor, and massive claws. So really good armor save with the armored undersuit and layered flak armor combined there. Massive claws is the mutation which gives you rending, +1 strength, -1 AP on your attacks as well. So close combat attacks pretty good there. A las pistol for shits and giggles as the sidearm there. So an interesting leader there. Twist Fist, certainly not optimal, but fluffy and flavorful and WYSIWYG as follows. The next thing is we have a champion, an outcast champion, 210 credits here with a hand flamer and a chain glaive. The only war gear we have here is a respirator and an extra appendage, the scorpion tail modelled on the miniature there, just to get that extra attack in close combat, meaning that we have a little bit more threat in close quarters. We then have 8 mutants. These are all Hive scum, outcast Hive scum. The first is 65 credits with 3 stub guns. Yes, 3 stub guns with the extra appendage, allowing him to shoot all 3 stub guns at once. Now, it is a little bit dubious, this one, but I'm allowing him to use both guns blazing at -1 to hit. Maybe it should be -2 to hit, but I think for the fluff, let's just run with it. See how it actually goes in the game. Of course, these guys are probably all going to die in turn 1, but you never know. We then have a mutant worth 85 credits with a 2-handed axe, respirator, and needle spines, giving him the ability to shoot his spines in close range with toxin attacks. Very nice. We then have another mutant, 65 credits with a reclaimed autogun and scaly skin, giving him a 4-up save there as well, which is pretty cool. We have another mutant worth 75 credits with a shotgun, solid and scatter with toxic blood, meaning that when he takes a wound, anyone within base contact, I believe, gets another toxin attack there. Pretty cool. Let's see if that one comes off in the game. We've also got another mutant at 60 credits with a maul and reclaimed auto pistol with the tentacles mutation there as well, giving him a little bit more safety near falling off edges and things like that. It also gives him, I believe, parry or disarm. I have to look this one up. Then have another mutant at 55 credits with just a reclaimed autogun and Void Soul. Void Soul means that he is pretty much immune to psychic attacks and whatnot. It's pretty cool, but I don't think it's going to come up in this game. We've then got 2 more mutants, one worth 80 credits here with a fighting knife, stub gun, las gun, and eye stalks, meaning that when he takes cover, he adds an extra -1 to hit, utilizing the cover a bit better. And the last of the mutants here, mutant number 10, we have axe, fighting knife, and horrific appearance, giving him the fearsome skill as well, pretty much. So 65 credits for him as well. And that is a whole bunch of scavies, mutants. Of course, I'm going to keep on calling them scavies because why not? I'm old school. But anyway, I think this will be a good one. We've got the Badzone enforcers defending very elite against a absolute horde of mutants here as we look at the scenario as well. Okay, so taking a look at the scenario here, this one is from Apocrypha Necromunda, so you can download this one from the Warhammer community, and it is called Out of the Pit. Of course, this issue of Apocrypha Necromunda does have the full rules for mutation, archetypes, and the actual mutations themselves in there too, if you want to use them as outcast gangs. All of those mutations, pretty much, most of them anyway, I've highlighted in this gang, as many as I can, so hopefully we can use them and see how they actually work in-game for your interest. Out of the Pit, some things were never meant to see the light of Hive City. That's Corman Silvertooth, Deep Hive Prospector of Dust Falls. This scenario is an attacker-defender one. Of course, the defender will be the Badzone Enforcers in this, rather elite, next to a horde of mutants slash scavies. Now the battlefield has been set up. Now there should be no terrain within 3 inches of the center of the battlefield, so all I've got here is a few tables and chairs outside the marketplace. That's fine. There's no real massive piece of scenery in the middle, so it's certainly very open. In terms of crews, the attacker is using custom selection 10, which is all of the fighters there, and while the defender uses the random selection 5 method. I did actually get this wrong when I set this up, and did set up all 6 of the fighters, but I don't think it's too much of a problem here. They're still certainly outnumbered in this one. We also have the deployment of the defender deploys all their fighters within 12 inches of a battlefield edge, at least 3 inches away from each other, so they've got to be spread out, and the attacker deploys their entire crew within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield. Now normally I would use tactics cards here, but I think it overcomplicates things when I'm doing battle reports, so I'm actually opting not to use any tactics here. And the way that you'd win this one is if the defender has at least one non-seriously injured fighter on the battlefield at the end of round 9. They are the winner, otherwise the attacker wins. Rewards are 2d6 times 10 credits to the stash of the victorious gang. Any leader that's still on the battlefield at the end of the battle earns another 1 XP, and there is D3 reputation for the victorious gang as well. Now there are a couple of extra special rules here. We've got Raining Dust, which I've also decided to actually omit from this. It is pretty cool, but I've decided to omit it because it's just too many dice to roll, quite frankly. And when you've got 16 plus fighters on the board, I just feel like this adds an extra level of complexity. So I'm not going to really explain what that one does. It just makes it harder to shoot, pretty much, representing the dust that's actually present in Dust Falls. Endless Hordes as well. The attackers have brought a large number of fighters to the battle, hoping their enemies will run out of bullets before their gang runs out of bodies. Whenever an attacking fighter with the Gang Fighter X rule goes out of action, rather than rolling on the lasting injury table, place them to one side. The attacker may choose to return the fighter to play. So champion and leader here, if they do get taken out of action, they can come back in. Whenever a fighter is recycled this way, make a note at the end of the game and roll on the lasting injuries table as normal. For the defenders though, we've got hired scum, so the defenders are heavily outnumbered but can count on some local scum to come to their aid. At the start of the end phase of round 3, 5 and 7, D3 hive scum arrive as reinforcements for the defender. So should the defender be able to hold out for 3 or 6 or 9 turns, then they will get some extra hive scum. Okay, so looking at the board here, I've set it up in a fairly sparse and not particularly high section of a 2x2 / 3x3 board here. We've got the hive market in the center there, using the gang stronghold as well, which is just a lovely piece of kit. We've got some ash waste stuff mixed in here as well, and just a bunch of sort of blocks sort of put together to allow a little bit of cover and a little bit of sort of spread throughout this this table here. I've done a few of the market stalls up here that are looking pretty cool, and that's that as we go to set up. So in terms of deployment here, we've got 12 inches away from one of the battlefield edges for the defenders here, the las gun up on the right there, the combat shotgun goat on top of the stronghold. Inside we have the web gunner champion hidden, waiting to use his web gun. Over on the left, Captain Kalahari manning the fort with the sniper specialist up top, ready to unload with his sniper rifle. And over on the far left, we have the bolt gun goat as well. A nice spread, very, very defensive here as we go and take a look at the setup for the muties / scavies. All 10 of the muties, the Twist Fist clan, are set up through the middle here, in the middle of this sort of market square. 6 inches they had to be within that third most table sitting at the front there, and that's pretty straightforward for those guys. Now it's time to roll for priority. Of course, this is the most important thing. For the first turn, we're going to use black for the muties and yellow for the cops here for priority, and we do get a draw, so we're going to re-roll that one just to see who gets the first turn here. It will be the mutants as we look into turn 1. Alright, so the first move we're going to do, as we are severely outnumbering the defenders here, we're going to do a group activation with the champion, and one of the mutants here with the 3 stub guns is going to charge up the stairs there with a move action. We have pre-measured that before we moved it. And the champion as well is going to move forwards slightly under his move range underneath the stairs to sort of get into a little bit of cover as we look to some shots coming out from the defenders here. Now we're going to start with an aiming and shooting with the las gun over at the closest visible target here. From the Hive Scum, the enlisted Hive Scum is going to be shooting at the 2-handed axe mutie with the needle spines. And he's aiming, and it's close range, so we're needing a 2 to hit here, and we roll a 1, which is absolutely dismal as the first shot of the game goes out from the defenders there. The next thing will be a group activation again, this time the leader pulling 2 close combat based mutants with him. The leader will take a sort of flanking action by going around the right hand side a little bit further away from those terrifying guns. We've then got the tentacles and maul running forwards towards the gate, trying to take on a frontal assault there. And the last of the group activation here is the axe and fighting knife heading towards the gate as well. Try not to stay too close as the web gun threat is always present. Okay, so the bolt gun is going to aim and shoot off into the closest visible target with no cover. Aiming and shooting and needing a 3 here and getting 3 shots with the bolt gun. Very nasty indeed. He is now pinned, so we roll to wound here. We're wounding on 3s because we have a strength 4 weapon. With 3 shots, only one of them will go through here. With no armor on any of these mutants except the leader, that is 2 damage with a flesh wound and a serious injury. So this guy not looking too good in round 1. Over to the mutants again, we are going to do a climb action over here. With this mutant who is going to do a move, climb up onto this little platform with a view to head up the walkway towards the enlisted Hive Scum there. Captain Kalahari now, of course, on top of the stronghold with a salvo shot from his Enforcer shotgun over into Tentacle Boy. We're going to hit here with a 5 and 2 rounds using rapid fire, and knockback does trigger there. Wounding on a 3 here with these 2 shots. So let's see what we have here. We've got only one of them wounding, but it is 2 damage. No save can be made again because there's no armor on any of these muties. And of course this is 2 damage, so nasty. We've got a skull and a flesh wound in turn 1. The first casualty of the game is Tentacle Boy. We'll call him Tentacle Boy, why not? Right then, back to the muties now. We have got the 2-handed axe running up to the front of the gate in an effort to open that next turn and try to have a go at the web gun. In response to that, though, we have the other Enforcer shotgun up top on the right there, using a stub gun, actually opting to using the stub gun at close range for its accuracy and save the shotgun for a bit later on. We do hit, no ammo check there, triggers a pin and wounding on a 4 here. That will not wound, but it does get the pin, which is quite helpful, and it saves the Enforcer shotgun for later on. Another mutant here, moving forwards with his regular movement, and then using the rapid fire reclaimed auto gun up into the Enforcer there. Not hitting, with a 1 and an ammo check, the worst possible result there, but he does keep the ammo on the reclaimed auto gun, which is unusual. In response to that, we have a sniper aiming down and shooting at close range with no bonuses except for the aim action. Needing a 3+ with the sniper rifle, that will do it, and that will pin the fighter down below. Now we're rolling to wound on a 3 as it's a strength 4 weapon. Of course it doesn't wound, so that's another failure from the Enforcers there as we do the last mutie here. Moving forwards to his buddy there, and heading towards the gate as well as we try to outnumber the Badzone Enforcers. He's going to be shooting with the las gun into soft cover there, I believe, up top. It does hit with a 4. No ammo check is made there, and a wound roll of 4 is required there, and it does not do it. Right then, last but not least, rather than using the web gun straight away and running out of ammo, we're actually going to wait till the door opens and then wait for the optimal time to spray with the web gun. Looking at turn 2 now, the only casual of the first turn was the tentacle mutant there, so down to 9 fighters for the mutants. We've got recovery rolls here now though. The fella that was hit by the bolt gun does recover with a flesh wound, so he's now got toughness 1 effectively as we go into turn 2. Now for initiative in the second turn of the game. Black for mutants, yellow for the goat squad, and the goat squad will go first in turn 2. Let's have a look. So starting with Captain Kalahari, we've still got the Enforcer shotgun here. Of course, this time he's going to use the shredder rounds with that gorgeous template, getting 2 of the muties with the template automatically hitting. All we need to do here is roll for ammo and see how many shots come out of the shredder rounds. Now the ammo is okay, but it's D6 shots on each of these guys. The first is going to take 3 shots and the second is going to take 5 shots. So nasty, nasty, nasty. Now these are only strength 2, but when there's this many shots, quite often they go through. Let's start with the 5 on the back guy there. He takes 2 wounds because it's wounding on 5s here, and that's 2 damage dice rolled for this guy. Let's see what happens. As a serious injury and a flesh wound. Not very nice. Pretty good, these shredder rounds, I have to admit, especially when they auto hit. With the 3 shots on the first guy, we have 1 wound going through there, so that will be 1 damage dice as well. Also a flesh wound, not very nice at all. Of course, we do need to roll a cool check for the Lasgunner, as his fellow man was serious injured. We have to do the cool check to see if he ends up being broken. He doesn't, he passes, it's all good. In response to that, we have the mutie up on the gangway, heads up and shoots at fairly close range there with a solid round from the shotgun. Needing a 3+ here, does also hit with knockback, so very, very nasty, but there is an ammo check to be made there, and that is a 4+ to see if we run out of ammo there. We do run out of ammo on the shotgun for now at least, but we're wounding on a 3 here. That will certainly go through, and that will be 2 damage on the solid shot, which is nasty, I have to say. Oosh, there we go. 2 flesh wounds on the enlisted hive scum there. Now there was a save to be made there, but I did forget they actually had armor, but that's not a problem. The Enforcer shotgunner now stands up from being pinned and also shoots a shredder round into the 2 that already got shredded by Captain Kalahari there. It does miss the guy closest because of the angle. Now the ammo is fine there. Let's see how many shots go off. Another 5 shots on the one guy and 4 shots on the other guy. So let's see what happens when we finish them off here. 5 shots. We're only on 4s now because toughness 2. 2 of them go through, and that will be 2 injury dice. And that's another flesh wound and a serious injury. And he is gone because the second serious injury counts as a flesh wound as well, according to the new rules on injuries. So that is the second casualty for the Twist Fist clan. Let's see, 4 here. We've got 3 wounding going through here. Not very nice for the mutants here as they start to become shredded to pieces in this turn 2. 3 injury dice now. We've got 2 flesh wounds and a skull. That is an immediate out of action there. And yeah, that's the effective power of the Enforcer shotgun, or any combat shotgun for that matter. Fantastic weapon. Now 3 stub guns, of course, this is going to be interesting to see if this happens. Now we've got a little bit of cover there, but we're close range just. The yellow misses there with an ammo check, which fails. The black one does hit there, and then we're going to roll another one to see if we can hit with the 3rd pistol. We do hit there. So that's 2 hits with stub guns, not too bad on the leader here. We certainly pin him, but can we wound him? He's certainly got better armor than any of the mutants, that's for sure. So one of them will go through, and he has a 5+ save here, which he does not make. So that is a wound taken off Captain Kalahari, and he's down to 1 wound. Right then, the Enforcer bolt gun goat is going to be shooting by moving into close range here, responding and shooting at the 3 stub gun wielding mutant here. He will hit, trigger an ammo check, which is a 4+ on an Enforcer bolt gun, not bad at all. But that's 1 shot there, pinning the mutant, and now we roll to wound, needing a 3+ with strength 4 and toughness 3 respectively. So that does go through, and that will be 2 damage. So 2 damage dice to be rolled here on this mutant, as we roll to see if any more of them will leave the field. Serious injury and a flesh wound here. He's done a good job, though, taking a wound off the captain there, I have to admit. Over to the leader, though. This is Twist Fist himself, who outflanks pincer movement here, heading off to the right underneath the enforcer with the shotgun there, just to try and sort of see if he can get to grips with him next turn. It's sniping time, and the closest visible target that's the easiest to shoot would be over here on the gangway. So we're going to shoot the gangway and try to remove the threat from there by knocking him off, hopefully. 3+ needed, 2+ rolled, does not do it. Not a particularly good sniper so far. Oh dear. Right then, we then have the injured and rather feeling sorry for himself, reclaimed auto gun mutant over here with the Void Soul or whatever it's called. He's going to be moving over and trying to get some cover from the bolt gunner. The enlisted hive scum that's inside the hab up here does stand up and shoot back with the las gun at short range, needing a 3+ here. Of course, he does roll a 1 because he's dreadful, and that's enlisted hive scum for you. We then have the opening of the door, which is going to bring all sorts of chaos, I'm sure. We've got the two-handed axe here, opening the door and moving straight in. I'm just using normal door rules here because I don't want to go too complicated with things, but it is now webbing time from the defenders here. We will be taking a run and gun move just to get into a slightly better position, spraying with the web gun, needing a 3 to wound, and rolling the ammo dice here as well, which does come up. So this could be only one shot in the game for the web gun. Let's hope we pass the test here. We do! The ammo roll is made on the web gun, and the serious injury, or counts as serious injury on the mutant, is in effect there. Okay, so in response to that, another mutant stands up and moves to the aid of his buddy inside the gang stronghold. Last but not least here, we do have the champion mutant here with the hand flamer and the chain glaive. He was hiding and been forgotten about until now, but of course he surges forward and uses the hand flamer onto the enforcer shotgun goat on the building there. Now this will auto hit. We're just rolling to wound and ammo checks as well. It doesn't wound, and there is an ammo check as well. Let's just see if we pass the ammo. We've run out of ammo on the hand flamer, but can we set this guy on fire? We certainly bloody well can. So it doesn't matter if we wound him, he is on fire, and that effectively takes him out of his next turn, which is fantastic for the attackers. So, with all the carnage that's going on in this game, we have the Twist Fist clan bottling on a 5 or more here, which is pretty scary. We roll a 1 though, so that's fine. Despite all the casualties, no bottle to be had for the Twist Fist clan as we go into turn 3. Some recovery rolls to be made here. First, the triple stub gunner does recover with a flesh wound, but he's now down to toughness 1 effectively. Can he reload that pistol and use it again in the game? He has got 2 more pistols to use. Handsome looking fella. We do have 2 dice to be rolled in recovery for the other guy who has got an assist. So 2 flesh wounds after being webbed, and he uses a flesh wound and recovers. All right, initiative for turn 3. Let's have a look. Black for the mutants, yellow for the goat squad. The goat squad will get turn 3. The Badzone enforcers in a pivotal move there. So with the enforcers going first, I think the web gun has to go first. A little shimmy from the champion there as he moves into a better position to be able to spray the web gun. Both guys automatically hit under the sticky goo. The ammo check is fine this time. Now we'll be wounding the first guy on a 2 and wounding the second guy on a 3, as it is a strength 5 weapon and a flesh wound has already come out there. So the first one will be pinned, and the second fella will take another serious injury there. And that stops anyone charging the web gunner. So a cool check to be made, as a serious injury was happened right next to that fighter, and he does fail, and that fighter has become broken, the mutant with the axe. Now it's charging time on the top of this gangway as the mutant with the shotgun, who's out of ammo, decides to make a close combat charge there. Now he's in already, doesn't need to roll any dice there because it's within his movement. 2 hits empty-handed and neither of them hit, needing 4s to hit there. So reaction attacks here from the enlisted hive scum. He has got a stub gun and an open fist here, both hitting on 4s. The open fist, both of them miss, so dreadful combat from both of these hive scum. Of course, one's a mutant, but still a hive scum nonetheless. Now it's the bolt gun aiming and shooting into the hand flamer champion, who has coincidentally run out of ammo on that hand flamer. We do miss though with the bolt gun, so very, very lucky for the mutant champion there, who is buoyed by that missed shot. He decides to make a charge action, trying to climb up the with the chain glaive there. We're going to need quite a high roll there, but that's 3 inches, so we take a whopping great charge there. 2 inches with the versatile on the chain glaive, looking to chop Captain Kalahari into a goat stew. Can we do it? We've got 3 attacks now, hitting on 3s because of the extra appendage. All of those hit, so this is going to be really nasty. This is +2 strength, it is 2 damage, -2 AP. No save can be made because it goes straight through Captain Kalahari's armor, and 2 of these will wound, so that will be 4 damage at -2 AP. Yeah, like I said, no save here for Captain Kalahari. That will go straight through, because flak and an armored undersuit is a 5-up save. That goes straight through with 4 damage, and that is 2 serious injuries, 3 serious injuries, and a flesh wound. Of course, the first serious injury, yeah, that's just lots of flesh wounds and an out of action for Captain Kalahari. And that is the leader of the defenders out of the game in turn 3. Not looking so good for the defenders here. So the sniper now, in response to that, moves to the corner of that crow's nest and shoots down into the champion here. Let's see if he can get a 4-up. It's close range. Doesn't do it. That's 2 failed shots from the sniper this game consecutively. Not too good so far. Now the seriously badly wounded and flesh wounded triple pistolier over here is going to stand up and shoot 2 of his pistols, because he's out of ammo on one of them, up into the bolt gunner there at almost out of long range there. But we get 2 hits there. So one of them is an ammo check. Let's just see if he runs out of ammo on the other pistol. He does. So he's only got 1 of the 3 stub guns left now. But now we get to roll to see if this fella is wounded. He is wounded on one of them, not with the other, and a flak armor save here will save it. Now, however, because he's gone prone on the top of the lift there, he's too close to the edge. We need an initiative check here to see if he remains standing and not falling. He's fine. He's absolutely fine. What a champion. And he remains in this game, definitely doing okay. So the last of the defenders, we've got a fight action with a stub gun and a fist here. Both of them hit. Pretty nice. Let's see if he wounds the mutant here. He does with the fist. Now, what does this do as we roll an injury dice? That is a serious injury. Now then, as we take the coup de grace for the mutant, we now have toxic blood in effect, so an initiative check was failed. We're now rolling to wound with toxin, which does go through, and that will be an injury dice for the fighter that took out the toxic blooded mutant, giving himself a serious injury and effectively out of the game with those 2 flesh wounds. Pretty cool. I really like the toxic blood there kicking off. That was nice that actually turned up in this game. So we've got a fighter on fire here. Let's roll to see if we take damage from the fire. We don't, but we're going to get up and activate and try and put out the fire. So 2d6 in a random direction. He moves, flailing his arms and screaming, 5 inches towards the gangway. He'll stand up, hit the side and go prone again, aiming for a 4-up to put out the fire. He does not put out the fire, and that means that the Enforcer shotgun is technically out of the next turn as well, which is very, very nice indeed. All right, Twist Fist himself is in the game. He is going to add a D3 to his movement, attempting to make a charge up the wall. He does get up with 3 inches. That is fantastic for the Twist Fist clan there, as he charges the Enforcer with the shotgun, who's on fire. Now, can he finish him off? That's the question. We have got 3 base attacks, 4 for charging with the mutated appendage there. We've also got a last pistol just for shits and giggles if that doesn't go through. So 4 claw attacks here, hitting on 2s. 3 will hit. Now these are rending as well, but none of them actually came off there, but we'll be wounding on 3s with that whopping strength there. -1 AP. We have 6 up saves to be made, 3 of them. Can we make any of them? No, and that will be 3 damage there as well. So can we finish off this goat? We certainly can with 2 flesh wounds and a skull. Doesn't need to even coup de grace. We just take the second goat out of the game without even using the last pistol there. So The injured webbed fighter crawls towards his assailant as the broken fighter next to him goes 2d6 in a run, away from the threat, 3 inches behind the door to escape from the web gun bearing down on him. Time for possible reinforcements here as we roll a d3 to try and get some. We get 2 of the hive scum that have been waiting off the battlefield. We're going to go for the close combat ones though. We've got a chainsword and las pistol, and we've got a flail and auto pistol, I believe. So bottle checks to be made here for the goat squad. This guy did recover from being broken, but we do have a bottle check to be made for the goats, and they fail on a 5 there. And that'll be the start of bad things for the goat squad defending this game, as we have to roll cool checks to see if they actually flee the battlefield. Now recovery for this guy stays the same, so he's effectively out of the game with 2 flesh wounds. Now the 2 scum that have just turned up have both been deployed on top of the gang stronghold on their side of the deployment zone. Now we have to see what's going on here with priority. So we've got black for the mutants, yellow for the goat squad. The goat squad will get it as we go into turn 4. Now we have to make those cool checks, of course, for the goat squad themselves. Now we haven't got a leader, we have got a champion though with a 6-up cool who does pass. Now he's got a 6-inch bubble of leading by example, meaning that scum on the left does pass. We're going to roll for the sniper specialist on the roof here, who does fail with a 6. He needed a 7 here to stay in the game. Terrible. He's been terrible in the game, to be honest anyway. The sniper rifle not being able to utilize its long range. We do have the bolt gun goat over here as well, who also needs a 7. He does pass with a 7 just, and he's still in the game. Over here we have the other hive scum who just came on. I'm not sure if I should be rolling for these ones that just turned up. So yeah, he passes. I'm just going to roll again. There you go. He passes. It would be a shame just to get rid of them as soon as they came on. So we do have the bleeding out guy in there as well. Let's see if he sticks around. He does not. He needed an 8, by the way, because he's a hive scum. So he's out of the game. He was out of the game anyway, to be honest. Now, first up, the goat squad are going. We have the web gun going first, who is going to be spraying up at the mutant champion there. He will automatically hit and pin. He won't wound though, and he won't run out of ammo. But there is an initiative check to be had on the mutant champion there, who fails, by the way, and falls. And that will be an injury roll of a strength 3 here, wounding on a 4. Does go through. There's no save to be made here, so this is interesting. And he will be suffering a wound. 2 wounds. He'll be suffering a wound because he's a champion, giving him 1 remaining wound. Not bad. Now this is a charge here from the leader, Twist Fist. He needs quite high to be able to get in here. It's 9 inches, and he fails. So he will stop just short of his target here, meaning that he will be countercharged by the enlisted hive scum. Talk of the devil, the flailing hive scum with the flail and the las pistol will charge in. Doesn't need to roll dice here because he's well within range. 3 attacks, 2 with the flail. Sorry, 1 with the flail here and 1 with the las pistol, both hit. Should be rolling 3 dice here, but for some reason I forgot. Let's see if either of these go through though. No, they don't. So that's that. I should have rolled an extra attack there though, because he is charging, so I'm not sure why I didn't, but let's see if Twist Fist can punch this guy out with very little effort. We've got 3 claw attacks and 1 las pistol attack there in black. Oh, look at this. They all go through, 4 of them, trying to finish off this cheeky enlisted hive scum here. Now this is rending as well, by the way, on the 2 yellow ones, so that's pretty nasty. They automatically wound, and it's pretty nasty. It's extra damage. 1, 2 injury dice, 3, 4, 5, 6 injury dice here, utilising rending there, and the las pistol just doing an extra bit of a job there. We've got 2 serious injuries, and we have a flesh wound, another serious injury, and of course 2 more flesh wounds. So that on flesh wounds just takes the guy out. Absolutely shreds him up, and shitloads of flesh wounds there. Didn't last too long, did he? Oh well. Over to the mutants. We have got a charge action, attempting to roll big here. Doesn't do it though, so he does move just shy of the web gunner next to his buddy in an effort to help him in the recovery period. We've got the other enlisted hive scum that came on as a reinforcement, who's going to move around and shoot his auto pistol into the mutant there, which does hit at short range, but triggers an ammo check, which passes actually. Now he's pinned, 1 shot, wounding on a 4 there. That will go through, and that will trigger 1 injury dice here, which is always good. Let's have a look to see if what happens here. We have got a serious injury there, and these guys just can't seem to get up. Every time they get up, they get pinned again or injured. We're now going to stand up with the mutated champion here, who's taken a wound, run out of ammo on the hand flamer, so he's going to reload. With a 5+, he passes, so he's got the hand flamer back in the game. Enforcer bolt gun over here on the left is going to stand up and shoot down at the guy that he already took 2 flesh wounds off. In fact, no, you know what? He's going to shoot at the guy with less cover because it's the easier shot. Can't be able to take the cool check, so we're just going to shoot this guy and see if he can do it. That'll certainly hit with a 6. 1 shot, wounding on a 2, does do it, and that is 2 damage. I'm pretty sure this guy is going to be out of the game now. Let's have a look. We've got a flesh wound. Yeah, absolutely. So he's already taken 2 flesh wounds. Toughness 1. That means that the triple threat stub gunner there is out of the game, unfortunately. I liked him. He was good. Aiming and shooting with the reclaimed auto gun up at the bolt gun there. Needing a 3+ here. That will be 1 shot and an ammo check. This is a reclaimed auto gun, so we need a 5+ here to keep the ammo there, which he does pass. Wounds on a 3 though. Does not wound. Pins his target, who needs to make another initiative check to see if he falls. He does not fall, so he's very agile, this goat. Of course, goats are known for climbing mountains, so fair enough. A crawl action here from the mutant, and then we are going to do a little bit of, 1, 2, 3 mutants left. 2 are seriously injured. We find ourselves bottling on a 2, I believe, something like that. They will, of course, bottle, so both gangs have now bottled, and we'll be rolling cool checks for everyone. Recovery now, though, flesh wound and a flesh wound for both of these guys. They're back in the game, so we go from 3 fighters to 5, effectively. Yeah, it's certainly an interesting one as we get into this one. No, priority time. We've got yellow for the goats, and they do get it. In this turn, they get to go first. Now we roll those cool checks to see if anyone flees the battlefield. Champion, 6+ here. He does freak out and bottle, so that is the web gun out of the game. That is a big, big blow for the goat squad there, I have to say. Oh dear. Although he was pretty good, let's be honest. Now we've got the scum here who needs an 8. He will fail with a 7 as well. Oh dear. Not looking like we're going to be sticking around too much longer. We've then got the bolt gunner, who's been pretty good in this game so far. He's dished out a lot of damage, and he stays in the game, of course, because he's a bit of a champion already, with a 10 there. And we've also got, yeah, that's everyone for the goat squad. Now we've got to do those cool checks. Twist Fist has got a 12-inch bubble of leading by example here, so as long as he passes with a 7, he certainly does. 4 fighters are within that bubble, so they're all good. This guy needing an 8+ though is gone with the reclaimed auto gun. It's a bit of a shame, but yeah, it is what it is. So entering the last few turns of the game here, we've only got 1 Beastman Enforcer in the game, and he is going to move backwards and get a little bit of cover and shoot his bolt gun off at the champion and try and do some damage to him. Needing a 4, he certainly will do it with 1 shot there. Can he take this guy out? Now, there's no armor. We're wounding on a 3 up here. He certainly does, so that's 2 damage. Can we finish this champion off, who, by the way, can turn up back in the game if he does go out of action? That's a serious injury there so far, though. Hearing of his champion and his trials and tribulations, the leader, Twist Fist, is going to move down the ladder and head towards the gate to assist. And the champion will then crawl back towards Twist Fist as well. So wounded and flesh wounded and seriously injured. We then have 2 flesh wounded guys in here, both standing up and heading towards the gate too. So 4 left for the mutants. Taken a lot of punishment, I have to say, against 1 last man standing goat on the top there, who's been absolutely excellent. Both gangs bottled, so we do some recovery checks here. Assist on the champion takes the serious injury there. Let's have a look at priority first before we do those cool checks. Now, who's going to get it here? We've got the last of the goat squad and the mutants. The mutants will get it though, because the goat squad got it last turn. Now, we get to roll those all-important cool checks. The leader, Twist Fist, is going to stick around with a 6, meaning that all of the other 3 fighters around him will stay in the game. The last man standing here. Let's see if he stays in the game as well. He needs a 7+. He gets an 8. What an absolute legend. Still in the game, we've got 1 Enforcer against 4 Mutants here. So what's going to happen? First move of the turn, we have got the cannon fodder here, the one that's taken 2 flesh wounds, moving out into the open because, to be honest, there's nowhere else to go. So he's going to draw the fire of the goat. Instead of using his bolt gun here, he's going to use a stub gun actually at short range, and that will do with a 4+ to hit there. He also wounds with a 6, and this guy should be finished with an injury roll here. And yes, we rolled a serious injury there, so effectively out of the game as well. No way back into it, unfortunately, for that mutant, and a clever decision for the goat to use the stub gun there. A crawl action from the champion in a group activation initiated by the leader. The other mutant scummer there heading over to help his buddy out as the leader Twist Fist surges forward as well to see what happens. Now then, we're in turn 6 now, so we've got the 2 remaining scum that could come on as reinforcements. Let's see if they actually turn up. They do. We'll get both of them actually. Now I could take 3 here, but I didn't actually have the models for them, and I want to keep it thematic. So we're going to put 2 of them on the elevated platform here with the goat, trying to help out here. So this is 3 on 3 effectively, and this is priority here. The mutants will get the priority here, and now we've got to do those cool checks to see who stays in the game. The leader will pass with a 6 up, meaning that everybody in that little bubble is all good. Now for the all-important cool check on the top there, the goat needs a 7, and he gets double 6s, boxcars there. What an absolute legend in this game. Yeah, awesome. The game is on. So with the recovery test there, we have 1 for shits and giggles. He's out of the game. He's got a serious injury there, and a recovery check to be made on the champion. He also stays the same with a serious injury. But first we're going to do a group activation with Twist Fist and the last remaining mutant there. We'll do Twist Fist running up with a move over under the lift there to use that next turn hopefully, and his faithful sidekick there with the flesh wound also moving up to the lift there as they try to hide underneath and get a little bit of cover. Of course, that's not going to help because this Enforcer with the bolt gun, who's been fantastic in this game, is going to move into a better vantage point to shoot the front mutant. Needing his bolt gun there, he's in close range, so he gets it with 1 hit. 2+ to wound there because he's flesh wounded. That will also do it, and that's going to be 2 damage with his nasty bolt gun. And that is a serious injury and a flesh wound there, so ouch. This guy is effectively out of the game as well. And that's going to be a cool check on Twist Fist there. Let's see if he doesn't freak out because of his mate there. He certainly does with the 3. So Twist Fist has failed his cool check and is now broken. So big news there. Twist Fist has been broken. He's going to move 7 inches away, back the way he came in a fearful sprint, running from this absolutely terrifying bolt gun. And then we have a little move from the second scum with the shotgun there, using a solid shot, shooting into Twist Fist as he retreats. Ammo check and a miss there, unfortunately, and he runs out of ammo too. So not a great shot from the enlisted hive scum there. The mutated champion then does a crawl forwards to try and get an assist for next turn. And then we move over to the last remaining scum who has the auto gun. He is going to also shoot into the leader Twist Fist as he flees. Soft cover here, needing a 5, I believe. He will not do it. That would have been 2 shots. That's the end of that turn. Alright, into turn 7 now, as we have recovery to be made for the mutants. The first one is, does the leader recover from being broken? He certainly does with an 8 there, so he's absolutely fine. Gets an XP for his troubles as well. He's back in the game. And we've got a recovery check with an assist there, who is, skull and serious injury, and a bleeding out there for the other mutant. Ooh, that's down to 3 fighters now. 1 more left though. We've just got 1 little recovery test to be made. Stays the same with a serious injury there as well. Effectively out of the game though. So this is really interesting. It's right down to the wire here. Over to priority now though. We've got the Goat Squad winning priority in this turn 7. Now, will they stick around though? That is the question. Let's start off rolling the cool check for... He certainly does stick around. What an absolute legend. Let's see if the shotgun stays in the game there. He does with a 10. And the auto gunner here, also needing an 8. Yep, boxcars, absolute legends. These defenders have been certainly very, very good in these last few turns. Now for the Twist Fist himself, let's see if he sticks around in the game. Certainly does with a 7. He's got a cool of 6, by the way. Everybody nearby in that 12-inch bubble does stick around. Right, aiming and shooting with the bolt gun at Twist Fist. Let's see if we can finish him off. Needing a 3 here. We do hit with 2 shots. I mean, this guy's been amazing with this bolt gun, I have to say. Now, neither of these go through, though, because he's toughness 4. But we do have a pinned Twist Fist. Haven't made a mistake with saying Twist Fist. It's a bit of a tongue twister, I have to say, but haven't messed that one up yet. So Twist Fist does stand and move forwards at his full movement there to try and get closer to the enemy. Solid shot from the shotgunner, who does hit, but there's an ammo check to be had. Let's see if he runs out. He does run out, of course. So the shotgun is out of ammo there. The wound roll will not go through because it's strength 4 on toughness 4. So just another pin there. And the scum is fairly useless now. Next thing to do is we have a crawl action from the champion there, who's been just crawling around the board for the last few turns, as the auto gun enlisted scum here comes to the edge to shoot down at the Twist Fist himself with the reclaimed auto gun here. So does not hit, needing a 4 there, because we're not in short range. Short range for an auto gun is pretty short, to be fair. We then have another crawl from the effectively out of action fighter that we have down by the lift there. Now for recovery rolls, we've got a serious injury for the champion. We have got a serious injury for the other mutant, and Twist Fist is all good. So the end of the turn, and we now have recovery rolls to be made. We're going to roll for the first mutant, who rolls a skull. He is dead and out of the game. Oh no! See you, mate. Then we have another recovery roll to be made. Flesh wound for the champion there does mean that he's back in the game. Only at toughness 1 though, with 2 flesh wounds and a wound. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he survives. Of course, we've got the cool check and the priority as well. In fact, the priority first. We'll do black for mutants, yellow for the goat squad. And the mutants will get it this time because the goat squad had it last time, so in the event of a tie. Now it's down to those bottle cool checks. Twist Fist himself here, he will stick around with a 7. He did a 6+ there. That means that the champion will stick around as well. Over to the goat on the roof there, who does finally roll nipples and sprint off from the game. What an absolute legend this guy's been for the whole game, though. A very, very effective enforcer with his bolt gun there. That's all you need sometimes. Bit of a shame that he's gone, though. Let's see if the scum stick around. We've got the shotgunner rolling a 6 and also chickening out, needing an 8 there. And this will be the game. This is the decider now for the enlisted hive scum with the auto gun. Should he run away, the mutants will win the game. Let's have a look, needing an 8+ here and rolling a 6 as well. He does not stick around, and that is that, my lovelies. Now this enlisted hive scum is gone. And yeah, right down to the wire. I believe that was even turn 9, wasn't it? So right down to the end there, Twist Fist and his champion surviving the game and winning in style. Whew, well, what a game that was. Right down to the wire. I think we took a full 9 turns there as well, so it literally was right down to the wire. I was playing that by myself, and I have to say, playing Necromunda by yourself is actually quite a lot of fun. It's kind of like playing chess by yourself, I suppose, but you just let the dice tell the story. It sounds really corny, but it's pretty good. I don't really have any mates to play Necromunda with here in Sydney just yet, so yeah, I'm probably going to do more of these battle reports, I have to say. And I did enjoy that scenario, so definitely a good one for you to play. It felt very fluffy, very thematic, and very fun in the end. And I think, of course, my heart wanted the mutants to win, and they certainly did. So stealing it in the end there. Again, please do like, share, subscribe if you want me to continue doing some of these battle reports and whatnot. And I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.